Here we are, February the 12th, 2010, and you know what that means. It is Winter Olympics time. Yay! The Olympics are here. Vancouver, British Columbia. It all starts with the opening ceremonies, and then we get going, shushing down the mountain, even if there's no snow, although up there in Whistler, or whatever it's called, they're expecting some snow finally, so some weather is happening. Welcome into the Parker and the Man page at yournews.com. Mark Wilson with your webcam for this Feb 12, and we've waited this long for it. Here it is. The Winter Olympics have begun. Getting started tonight and then all week. The next couple of weeks, you'll see it on NBC, Channel 4. You'll have all the coverage you can stand of the speed skating and the skiing and the snowboarding and all the luging and the bobsledding you can handle. And it'll be all there for you. So won't that be exciting? The piece today is actually having something to do with the Olympics. Always a little tie into the Olympics and how Detroit was once a part of the Olympics. No, we didn't host an Olympic Winter Games, an Olympiad, but 16 years ago, the city was very much involved with the whole Nancy Kerrigan, Harding thing. It all happened, it all played out in the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. That happened right before the Olympic Games in Lillehammer, Norway. And I was kind of a part of the thing. In fact, all the reporters in this town were when the incident happened. But I've got a very cool story for you that I might have said a couple of times on our radio show, but I haven't really elaborated. Now I got the forum with the Your News thing. I thought I would just lay it out for you in 3,000 words or less as to what happened that day in January of 1994, before the games started in Lillehammer. Everything took place right here in this town, right over there, or over there, downtown Detroit. So check that out. I won't give it all away now, but it has a lot to do with what went on with Kerrigan and Harding and the incident with Shane Stan, Eckert, and Galooly. And you remember all the names from 16 years ago. I remember it because I did about 60 live shots around the country, locally and nationally and internationally, when that happened, because it was such a terrible, snowy couple of days that none of the national guys could get in for a couple of days. So we were kind of the national press. You know, anybody that worked in town at Channel 2, 4, 7, 50, whatever, back in the day. So there it is. That's what the piece is on, about how we are forever etched in Winter Olympiad lore because of the Kerrigan-Harding thing from 16 years ago. That's how we'll kick it off, the Winter Games. A lot of other stuff, too, to check out in the column today. First time since late August, no football. Can you stand it? Can you get through? You got the NBA All-Star game this weekend. No Pistons. Jonas Jerebko is going to play the rookie game, but no Pistons actually in the All-Star game itself. Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson are out. Kobe with the injury, and Iverson's got a personal problem, personal thing. So I wrote a little bit about that. Also, the Pistons at the break, 18-33. They're going to need to actually go about 500 the rest of the way to avoid their worst season in 15 years. And it doesn't look like that might happen, so you can read that too. Mcdonald's All-American game, the rosters have been set. There are two Detroit kids, Keith Appling from Pershing High School and Ray McCallum from Country Day. Yes, that is the son of the University of Detroit Mercy basketball coach, Ray McCallum, of the same name. I don't know if he's a junior. It doesn't have him listed as a junior. Might have a different middle name or something. But those kids will be playing in the McDonald's All-American game come March 31st in Columbus, Ohio. Also, all of a sudden, in the last 24 hours, the Tigers are now a little bit closer to getting a new player for you. Johnny Damon, as he vacations in Hawaii, had a contract offer from Atlanta. Now the Tigers have supposedly ponied up a one-year chance or a two-year deal for him to peruse. Both would average about $7 million, so it's a lot more than the Yankees were offering. I think it's more than the one-year offer from the Atlanta Braves. So the Tigers and Scott Boras have a little connection, his agent, and it looks like right now, if you were a betting person, Johnny Damon will be your new center fielder for the Detroit Tigers. 36, 37 years old, can you take it? I think you can for a year or two. Big honor for Ernie Harwell. Not only did he turn 92 in January, he is going to be honored with the Scully Award, named after the great Dodgers broadcaster, who, by the way, someone said, why isn't this called the Ernie Harwell Award? Should be named after Ernie. No, Vin Scully, the great broadcaster in L.A., actually started the radio station, or helped start the radio station at Fordham University, and that's who sponsors this award, so that's why it's called the Vin Scully Award. But it is a Lifetime Achievement Award, one of the higher awards you can get in broadcasting in total. So good for Ernie. Ernie is set to be honored in May for that award in New York City, and can't wait to see him there. My Daytona 500 pick for Sunday for Valentine's Day, and by the way, a very happy Valentine's Day to all you Valentines out there. My pick for the 500 is pretty simple. It's not going on a limb. His initials are J&J, and he won one of the twin spins yesterday in qualifying for the rest of the spots. Mark Martin on the pole, Dale Earnhardt Jr. outside row 1, and you got the winners yesterday were Casey Kane and Jimmy Johnson. So I still think the guy with the J and the J will win the thing and get going in his quest for his 5th consecutive Sprint Cup championship. And finally, a little kudos, a little salute to the great Dick Purtan, who has announced he's retiring in March after 45 years in Detroit radio. What an icon, what a great guy, what he's done for the community, what a great family. He's got all the daughters, his wife Gail, terrific person. Dick has cemented his place in my, right here, a little bit right there, because of his work with the Muscular Dystrophy Association and the work he does with us on the telethon every Labor Day. So, Dick Purtan, once again, Purtan's people. There you go. Mustache, I'll even cut up the beard, just a stash like Purtan. Calling it crits after, what, 45 years? 45 years, almost a half a century in Detroit radio. So check it all out today. The piece on going back to 16 years ago, what happened with the Kerrigan-Harding thing right here in Detroit before the Lillehammer games, as we get started on the winter games in Vancouver starting tonight. No football. NBA All-Star break. Pistons at the break. McDonald's All-Star game. All-American game. Tigers closing it on Johnny Damon. Ernie with the big award. Daytona 500 pick. And the little salute again to Dick Purtan. It's all there for you in the Parker and the Man page at yournews.com. Have a great weekend.